Chapter 780. After that, Michael could not be bothered with Trump anymore. He simply looked at the boss as he said, "Please come with me to see the sofa set." "Okay." The boss nodded slightly before he walked out of the furniture shop with Michael. Lady Richard frowned as she glared at Trump and asked coldly, "What are you doing here?" Even though Trump had already cut off all ties and relationship with this old lady, on the bright side, she was still his mother anyway. Therefore, he still had some respect for her when he saw her. At this time, Trump replied respectfully, "Mom, the renovation for Alex's villa has already been completed. We're here to buy some furniture so we can move into the villa as soon as possible." Trump was simply telling the truth, but when the words reached Lady Richard's ears, she felt so uncomfortable that it felt as though someone was slapping her across her face. At this point, she was about to get driven out of her villa, and she was so desperate that she even had to sell some of the things that her late husband had left behind. However, at this time, Trump and his family, whom she had personally chased out of the Richard family villa, were actually getting ready to move into the super luxurious villa at Beacon Top. Wasn't this simply a slap across her face now? As she thought about the fact that the villa at Beacon Top was the best and most luxurious villa in Orris Hill, the old lady could not help but feel very uncomfortable and upset. She gritted her teeth angrily as she said, "Are you here today to show off and make fun of me on purpose?" No, Trump felt very wronged and he hurriedly explained, "Mom, I have no such intention at all. I'm simply telling you the truth since you're asking me for the reason I'm here today." When Elaine saw the humble expression on Trump's face when he spoke to Lady Richard, she could not help but feel a little upset. Lady Richard had been bullying her for so many years, but now, she was in such a desperate and pathetic state that she even had to come here to sell off some of their second-hand furniture. Why was she still being so arrogant right now? Who was she trying to subdue or manipulate right now? As she thought about it, Elaine stepped forward before she said mockingly, "Oh, my mother. Why did you come here today? Are you here to sell off the furniture that Dad left behind before he passed away? Is this how poor the Richard family is right now?" Lady Richard glared at Elaine's mocking and playful face and she started to lose her temper. She blurted out angrily, "Elaine, who gave you the courage to talk to me in this manner?" "Oh." Elaine curled her lips into a smile before she said, "What's the issue here? You're already on the verge of bankruptcy and you still treat yourself as the head of the family? Don't you feel ashamed of yourself at all?" When she saw that Elaine was mocking and making fun of her, Lady Richard blurted out, "Elaine, how could you talk to me in this manner? Do you even have any respect for me as your mother-in-law?" Elaine replied disdainfully, "I know that you've always looked down on me. I know that the only person you like and appreciate is your eldest daughter-in-law, Lucy. In fact, I heard that your precious daughter-in-law is really very filial. She even gave your son a very big gift before she left. She gave him a green hat and she even swiped away all of your family's savings." As she spoke about this, Elaine sighed as she said, "Sister-in-law is really too cruel. She should have at least left $1 or $2 million behind for your family. If she had done that, you wouldn't be so desperate to the point that you have to sell off your furniture just to make ends meet." Lady Richard cursed angrily, "Elaine, you bitch. I shouldn't have allowed you to enter and marry into the Richard family back then." Elaine replied contemptuously, "Oh, I'm sorry, but we've already left the Richard family long ago. Therefore, we have absolutely nothing to do with the Richard family now. Furthermore, the Richard family villa is so broken and old that we don't even want to look at it a single second longer. Let me tell you something, we're about to directly move into the villa at Beacon Top after we buy our furniture today. It's a large and luxurious villa over 1,000 square meters large and it's already fully renovated. I'm going to move in and live like a queen after today. Unfortunately, an old lady like you will never have the opportunity to live this kind of life." Elaine had always been very angry at Lady Richard, but she had never had the opportunity to reprimand her and put her in place. This was the reason why she had always held a grudge against the old lady. Now that the old lady was already in despair, she finally had the opportunity to attack and retaliate against the old lady. Therefore, she naturally would not let her off so easily. Lady Richard was trembling with anger as she heard Elaine's words. She gritted her teeth angrily as she said, "Elaine, you shouldn't be so arrogant. The only reason you're able to move into the villa at Beacon Top is because your useless son-in-law cheated the villa out of someone else. You'll definitely be driven out of the villa sooner or later. I'll be waiting for the day when you have to sleep out on the streets." Elaine placed her hands on her waist before she said, "You want to see me sleeping on the streets? Ha ha. I've heard that you're the one who's about to be sleeping on the streets soon. I know that the bank would be coming to repossess your property soon. I can't wait to see what you are going to do when the bank seals off your villa. You can finally reflect on your own actions and think about why you've ended up so miserably when you are starving to death, dying of thirst, or freezing to death on the streets. At that time, you'll finally wonder if this is your retribution for committing so much evil in this life."